Horse and gents, welcome to Reaction. This is the US is fielding fighter jets with 50 air-to-air missiles. 50. That shit is insane. Especially when you really hear about like how the latest planes are working, how much payload they can have. 50 is insanity. Obviously, this is F-15 Strike Eagle. Yeah, there's multiple version of it. Newer one, Stealth Eagle. This is Strike Eagle, the big heavy load one. See, I love this so much because I still remember, like, there was a time people called me like, what are you talking about, man? F-15, F-16, that's such an old plane. We are so much with the new technology. They talk like this, like Apple iPhone, where there's going to be new every 2 years. Yeah, it's a fucking awesome plane. And look at that. US is just amplifying it. They're making stealth version of it and also heavy payload version of it. Why not? F-15 is that awesome. I remember one plane landed with only one wing. They made this plane thinking like Soviet had some awesome, more powerful plane that they didn't have. And they made something better than this fictional plane. Of course it's going to be better. They're still going to use this. So this is going to be awesome. I like our first comment is Ace Combat Inventory Achieved. Yeah, this is at video game territory now. That's what this one.
Have you ever seen a fighter jet with 50 air-to-air missiles? Well, now you have, because the US Air Force is straight up just bringing Ace Combat to life with the Advanced Precision Kill Weapon System 2 and America's favorite Mach 2 ground.
Seriously, how do you fit 50? Like 25 in this side? How are they going to put it?
Pounder, the F-15E Strike Eagle. So let's run this insanity down. I'm Alex Hollings, and this is a very short episode of Air Power.
Box one.
Before we dive in, here's a quick word from our sponsor, T-Mobile.
Those who serve save with T-Mobile.
T-Mobile,
Get 4
all right.
lines of unlimited for $25 per month. And you get it all on America's largest and fastest 5G network. Visit our website to see how military families save with T-Mobile.
Last week,
Yeah, SANDBOXX getting big sponsors. That's something.
images surfaced online of an F-15E with an absolutely monstrous air-to-air loadout that included 4 radar-guided AIM-120 AMRAAMs, 4 more infrared-guided AIM-9 Sidewinders, and another 42 of America's newest and smallest air-to-air missile, the infrared-guided Advanced Precision Kill Weapon System 2, that I actually happen to have a full-scale 3D printed replica of up on my wall. These new missiles are based on inexpensive 70mm unguided Hydra rockets, equipped with a new guidance section with deployable fins that house a laser seeker to close with airborne kamikaze drones or cruise missiles when targeted by the fighter's laser designator, which happens to be
All of this. They took unguided bombs and like put laser on it, made it guided somehow. Okay, so that's how they fit it, like that minigun level shit that had many missiles. Basically, missile launcher from Fallout 4. Just smaller missiles in it, but somehow made it laser guided.
controlled by the Strike Eagle's backseater. But when the sky is full of enemy drones, taking them down one at a time like that just isn't optimal. So BAE Systems added a new infrared guidance system housed in those same deployable fins to turn these unguided rockets into pint-sized fire-and-forget infrared-guided air-to-air missiles. Now, armed with a 10-pound high-explosive M151 warhead, these mini-missiles offer about half the explosive power of a Sidewinder, but they have a blast radius of around 30 feet and a lethal fragmentation radius that can reach out to 150 feet, making these weapons perfectly suited for taking down drones and
Yeah, I mean, it's physics in the end of the day. Like, you can have a bigger radius, but you're not gonna have much output, right? Much force in it. You don't need it for drones. So this is this engineering marvel, basically. Engineers basically saying, "Oh, we don't need this. Let's do this." Like this is common sense. You know those movies, futuristic movies, where somebody just press buttons and like there are many mini-style missiles launched and they all target something and just explode and they just look cool like that. This is basically that. Small missiles, just like it's not supposed to be guided. Are now infrared guided. They're small explosive because why would you need a bigger one? It's drones. Right, hitting anything would be probably destroy drone. That's how drones work. Yeah, it has a big enough radius.
cruise missiles to boot, all for about 1/50th the price of a radar-guided AMRAAM. But what really makes these weapons special is how they can be carried inside LAU-131A 7-shot rocket pods, which are already common equipment on a wide range of fixed-wing aircraft and combat helicopters.
Yeah, Apaches, right? I've seen that in Apaches. So even Apaches can use this shit. Oh. Yeah, I just watched a video. What was that? Oh, yeah, SANDBOXX video. Why am I thinking? Of course, it was SANDBOXX video yesterday, where F4s were used for certain missions. Right back then, they were used for. Even though they had better planes now, but those were the planes that were equipped for that. I can see something like F-15 used for some kind of a drone swarm attack. Like how there is radiation missiles to jam things. There could be another job that is for the drones. That these planes accompanies other planes, right? But this thing is just to take out drones. I can see that. Even helicopters can be great at that at battlefield, where they have equipped with this kind of like a minigun shit, minigun whatever, right? Rotary, missile launcher thing. Yeah, this is just a great innovation. See, people like, oh, drones just killed everything. And there was a video from SANDBOXX that I watched about how there's new weapon now that can take out a scattergun type of thing, take out drones very easily. And I'm like, of course this is the case. Of course people are not going to sit by and let an Amazon drone take out $1 million of equipment. Science is not that weak. Engineers are not that weak. In military, people throw money at engineer yeah, I'll figure this shit out. And of course engineer will.
The mighty Strike Eagle is arguably the best application for these anti-drone operations, thanks to its backseater to aid in target identification and its ability.
Is this stealth painted? I remember people they're painting new F-15 planes with a stealth plane like Silent Eagle. That is enough to make it smaller than a F-18 cross-section or something. Is this it?
To carry just a ton of hardware. With 3 of these pods on each side for a total of 6, that gives this Strike Eagle an additional 42 air-to-air missiles to expend on slow-moving kamikaze drones like the now infamous Shahed 136, employed by Iran against Israel and Russia against Ukraine.
By the way, you might need that because Iran didn't back down. Iran is still increasing military things. There was this news now, fuck it, I guess, there you go. Yeah, shit might amped up, Trump still have 3 years left, 3+ years. So yeah, this shit might happen again. Who knows? Imagine Top Gun movie with this, right? Tom Cruise just blowing shit up and people bullshit, where did he get the missile from? Yeah, from this, 50.
Unlike the AMRAAM, which rings in at around $1 million a piece, or the Sidewinder at a bit less than $500,000, these smaller missiles only cost around 20 grand for the laser-guided version.
Nothing.
And a slightly higher, but
in Pentagon, 20 grand. What is that? Do you know what 20 grand is? How many pence is that? I never heard of 20 grand. Oh, it's a little money. Yeah, we're not talking in millions now.
As yet unannounced price for the Fire and Forget infrared-guided missile version. Altogether, that gives this single aircraft the ability to engage as many as 4 airborne targets at ranges of 100 miles or so, another 4 dynamic targets at ranges of better than 20 miles or so, and then another 42 drones or cruise missiles at ranges of around 7.5 miles or so.
I'm sorry, 20 miles is stupid. I get it, new modern planes do that all the time, but every time I hit it, that's just stupid. I'm just visualizing what a 20 mile is. Or 30 kilometers or something. That's just stupid. You literally have to look at you're playing video game or something. Look at your consoles all the time because you detect some kind of a missile launch. Visual range is no longer anything now, right? Everything is like somebody's playing simulated game or something, looking down at the console all the time.
And a formation of 4 Strike Eagles can now engage a combined 200 airborne targets before having to head back to rearm, instead of just 32 with standard air-to-air loadouts. And that is a very big deal.
Yeah, there you go. And I love SANDBOXX. I like how he just, if he has the information, he just comes and drops a small video, right? Yeah, I mean, look, I don't have nothing against big hour-long videos, but trying to react to something like that, a lot of information can be missed. Especially if I pause too much, people get pissed off, you're pausing too much. If I don't pause too much, newer information might overpower the old one. I like when topics are smaller and I can just process that. I love this, man. 50 air-to-air missiles. Like, I've known this for a while. Like, this has been a thing. But I still love this. Like, how they are just increasing. Like, oh, they're not stopping anything. They're not decommissioning anything. They're just, like, making it better. But this is not a new thing. Like I said, like, F4s were used for, like, like radiation missiles and things like that back then. The US is known to do that, where they all use old weapons and old planes to do some better jobs. It's just common sense. Why waste it, right? F-22 is gonna be used even if the new F-47 comes up, right? F-22 still F-22, literally untouchable plane right now. Why would you not use that? They will still use it. They just make it in a way that you can use for like ground attacks as well, like an attack plane. They've been doing that with the F-22 in like Gulf already. F-22 never saw any like air-to-air action ever, so they used for the ground one. They're just gonna do something with that in that capacity, I guess. However, that was the US fielding fighter jets with 50 air-to-air missiles. I love F-15, man. I always loved F-15, knowing its story, how it started. This is one of those things, like, I don't care how good plane comes now. F-15 is always going to be one of the baddest planes of all time. Alright, I'll see you next time.